Okay, it's 5:30, so I'll call the meeting to order. And Ashley, as soon as you're ready, we'll need a roll call to determine if we have a quorum.
Tepley.
Here.
Miller. Here. Coppernoll.
Here.
Fagerlin. Cairns.
Here.
Jelinek.
Here.
Wilson.
Here.
You have a quorum.
And we can see we have a quorum as well for the RTC, or the ETZ board. Okay. Next on the agenda, well, has the meeting been properly noticed?
Yes.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, public hearing for the request of land division at 27105 Maple Ridge Lane.
Do you guys want that?
Okay. Who's got information on this? Jason, do you or you do? Go ahead.
I'm Sean Walsh. I'm
Hi,
the
Sean.
surveyor for the applicant, Christie and Kent Adsit. The Adsits have been trying to sell their house, and with the acreage that they have, the price is kind of high, and looks like the market would probably do better with a smaller parcel with the house. So they are proposing splitting their property, one lot with the house and one vacant lot, which would be a future building site. You guys all have copies of the proposed division map and everything? It's all pretty cut and dried. It's at the end of Maple Ridge Lane, which is a dead-end road. And basically, there's a flat, open area to the property to the southeast, which is the vacant lot, and the rest with the home and mostly wooded hillside is the other lot. Questions?
So the intent is simply split off into two parcels, make it easier to sell, and then somebody will buy the house and someone else can buy the other lot to build on.
Correct.
That's the whole point?
That's the whole point.
Any questions from the board?
What's the acreage on lot 2 that,
Lot 2 is 2.4 acres.
There's a existing well there as well, on that portion.
and do they have good driveway access there? Would the intent be to share driveway usage or?
No, the lot line goes just down the east side of the existing driveway. And then, so there's actually two areas of frontage to the right of way. There's a 33-foot frontage for lot 2 here, and then there's additional frontage here. So then the Adsit's existing driveway goes in kind of around this bulb and then in like that. So this bulb here is just sort of a graveled area for a turnaround. It's not really used as a cul-de-sac or anything.
Okay.
How big would lot 1 be, the one that the house is on?
9 acres.
Okay.
I need new glasses, 9.08 acres.
That's what will remain with the house?
Yes.
Okay.
This has been a fairly common theme, splitting off houses from acreage, because young people that want to get into houses with the interest rates and prices the way they are now can only afford the house and not the land.
Okay, so I need to ask 3 times. So this is a public hearing for a request for the land division at 27105 Maple Ridge Lane. Anyone from the public that would like to speak? Okay, second request, public hearing for the request of land division at 27105 Maple Ridge Lane. Is there anyone who would like to speak? Did you have something?
No, Mark will address the group after.
Okay, the last attempt, third attempt, public hearing for the request of land division at 27105 Maple Ridge Lane. Is there anyone who would like to speak in the public hearing? Okay, hearing no one, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing for the request of land division at 27105 Maple Ridge Lane.
So moved.
Okay, motion from Ms. Tapley, second. From Lisa, is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor of closing the public hearing for the request of land division at 27105 Maple Ridge Lane, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Next, the staff report on this land division request, Mark.
Thank you very much. So Received the application in, so this had to go to the newspaper for posting. Made the newspaper. Ashley mentioned that it is posted correctly. We also notified all the neighbors. With this, we called the ETZ board to get them on board for this meeting, so all that was taken care of ahead of time. The property is currently in extraterritorial zoning, zoned agricultural residential, and the minimum lot size there is 1 acre. And so we're looking at over 2.5 acres, or 2.8 acres for that lot. Minimum lot width is 90 feet, and so that meets those requirements of the 1 acre and the 90 feet. And it also meets the comprehensive planning land use goals for the property. And the future land use map also identifies that area as residential, so it meets in going into the future with that. So is the project consistent with the comprehensive plan? That answer is yes. Is it minimizing adverse effects on the natural environment? That's a yes answer. Create undue traffic congestion. It's adding one other additional unit up there possibly in the future. And it will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare, and it conforms to all applicable provisions of the code and ordinance. So I've reviewed the map, had some couple emails with Sean, and otherwise everything looks good related to that. It meets, it should meet Wisconsin Stats 236, that's the CSM statute for that. So from a staff standpoint, we recommend approval by the Planning Commission, forwarding on to the Common Council for final approval.
Okay, any questions for zoning before he sits? Okay, thank you, sir. Any concerns from the ETZ board?
I have none.
I have none.
Okay. All right, then what we're looking for at this point would be a motion to recommend to the City Council approval the land division at 27105 Maple Ridge Lane. I'll entertain that motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Ms. Tepley, is there a
I'll
second?
second.
Second from Mr. Jelenic, is there any discussion? Okay, and no objection from ETZ?
None.
Okay. In that case, all in favor of recommending to the City Council approval of the land division request at 27105 Maple Ridge Lane, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? That motion is carried. Okay,
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
thank you. Next is adjournment of the ETZ board, you gentlemen.
Make a motion to adjourn the ETZ board?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Signify by saying aye.
There you go, guys. Thanks, guys. All right, next on our agenda is approval of the minutes. Entertain a motion to waive the reading of the minutes of the last meeting in lieu of printed copies, approve the minutes or correct them.
They're not available.
We're not available, so we're not gonna do that. Okay, next would be, well, status updates is listed. Does anybody have anything that needs to be updated tonight? Is there anything you want to any status updates you want to give the?
Yeah, a couple. So, let's see. Just give me one moment. So, a brief update on the land acquisition that the city's going through with Hill Country rental properties. The update on that is that we should have our closing on Monday, July 1st. That involves the 7 properties down on the Orange Street, Seminary, Orange Street, Court Street corner. And so there's 7 properties there, so the closing should be on July 1st. Everything's progressing. I think the house is due to be removed tomorrow, between tomorrow and Friday. So the house will have to come down before we'll close, but we've got things lined up pretty tight and we're expecting it to move forward. And at that point, we're really free to begin and solidify some of the plans that have been in the works for years now, honestly, with regard to redevelopment of the downtown. So that's an exciting update. Karen, I don't know if you have anything you want to add to that, okay? Ashley, anything, okay? The second thing that I would like to just bring to your attention is that there will be an item that we will be bringing before the planning commission, and that has to do with airport property and land acquisition for the airport. This pertains to some of the discussions you've probably become aware of that are taking place in the community, unfortunately with a lot of misinformation. But there are trees in the airport, in the areas of our glide paths for the airport runways, and the Bureau of Aeronautics has identified that we need to be diligent to, at some point, remove those trees from those glide path areas. We have had correspondence with the Bureau of Aeronautics. I've got several emails, and this process actually started, Ashley, 9 months ago.
Almost a year ago, Public Works Committee was discussing it.
Yeah. So this is an item that has been in front of Public Works. It is an item that has to come before the Planning Commission by state statute. So it's clearly in the state statute that Planning Commission must hear anything pertaining to land and the airport. So we will be bringing this back. It will contain a resolution that has been drafted by the Bureau of Aeronautics on our behalf. There's a number of things that we'll have to go through. This is just kind of a real brief heads up. It'll be coming. I would hope that we'll have it to you at the next Planning Commission meeting so that we can take a look and execute on the required steps that the Bureau of Aeronautics has outlined for us to move forward with that project. So I believe those are the two updates that I felt important to inform you of.
Ashley, did you have anything else? Any others? Okay. Any other status updates from up here? Okay, moving on, future agenda items. I think we just heard one.
Yep, the Bureau of Aeronautics and the tree, land acquisition, tree removal, that will be an agenda item probably for the next Planning Commission meeting.
Okay, and with regards to the properties in the Orange Street neighborhood, will be future agenda items, we just don't know when.
Most likely, it just depends on the progress that gets made with that,
Yeah.
you know, with some of the redevelopment concepts and ideas, but Planning Commission has been, right, you've been aware of things all along. We've presented the EPA plans and things like that. So yes, as that moves forward, I would expect that we would have reason to be before you again to kind of give updates.
Okay, any other future agenda items? Okay. Next is to set the next meeting date, which is the fourth Wednesday, which makes it July 24th, 5:30 p.m. Is that acceptable to the group? Ray?
Yep.
Ladies? Good.
Yep.
Mr. Cairns, July 24th, 5:30 p.m.?
Sure.
Okay, next meeting will be Wednesday, July 24th, 5:30 p.m. Next item on the agenda is adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of adjourning tonight's meeting, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everyone.